Living with diabetes means paying close attention to what you eat. It's a constant balancing act, but it's one that's crucial for managing your blood sugar levels and overall health. While we all enjoy a treat now and then, there are certain foods that diabetics really need to steer clear of. These foods can wreak havoc on your blood sugar, leaving you feeling unwell and potentially leading to long-term complications. In this video, we're diving deep into 7 extremely harmful foods that diabetics should avoid like the plague. We'll break down exactly why these foods are so detrimental and how they can impact your health. Knowledge is power, and by understanding the impact of these foods, you can make informed choices that support your well-being. Remember, this video is for informational purposes only and shouldn't be taken as medical advice. Always consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian to create a personalized meal plan that suits your individual needs. Let's kick things off with a big one: sugary beverages. We're talking sodas, fruit juices, sweetened teas, sports drinks, anything loaded with added sugar. These drinks are basically sugar bombs disguised as thirst quenchers. When you consume them, your blood sugar skyrockets because there's little to no fiber or protein to slow down the sugar absorption. Imagine your blood sugar levels as a roller coaster. Sugary drinks send you on a wild ride to the top, followed by an equally intense crash. These spikes and crashes can leave you feeling fatigued, irritable, and craving more sugar. Over time, consistently high blood sugar can damage your blood vessels and nerves, increasing your risk of heart disease, stroke, vision problems, and nerve damage. Now, you might be thinking, what about diet sodas? Unfortunately, they're not the heroes they claim to be. While they don't directly raise blood sugar, studies have linked them to an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and other health problems. The best way to quench your thirst and keep your blood sugar in check is to stick with water, unsweetened tea, or sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon or lime. Next up, we're putting white bread under the microscope. It's a staple in many diets, but for diabetics, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. White bread is made from refined grains which have been stripped of their fiber and nutrients during processing. This lack of fiber means that white bread is quickly broken down into sugar, leading to rapid spikes in blood glucose levels. Think of white bread as a fast-burning fuel. It gives you a quick burst of energy, but then you crash and burn shortly after. Whole grain bread, on the other hand, is like a slow-burning fuel, providing sustained energy and keeping your blood sugar levels stable. The high glycemic index of white bread is another reason it's problematic for diabetics. The glycemic index measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar level. Foods with a high glycemic index cause rapid spikes, while foods with a low glycemic index result in a slower, more gradual rise. So what's the takeaway? Ditch the white bread and opt for whole grain alternatives. Look for breads made with 100% whole grains and at least 3 grams of fiber per serving. Let's be honest, we all love the crispy, crunchy goodness of fried foods, but for diabetics, indulging in these deep-fried delights can have serious consequences. Fried foods are typically high in unhealthy fats, particularly saturated and trans fats. These fats not only contribute to weight gain, which can worsen diabetes management, but they also increase insulin resistance. Insulin is a hormone that helps your body use glucose for energy. When you become insulin resistant, your body doesn't respond to insulin as effectively, leading to high blood sugar levels. Think of insulin as a key that unlocks the doors of your cells to let glucose in. Insulin resistance is like having rusty locks. The key doesn't work as well, and glucose builds up in your bloodstream. The cooking process of frying also creates harmful compounds that can increase inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation is linked to a higher risk of diabetes complications. If you're craving something crispy, try baking, grilling, or air frying your foods instead. These methods use less oil and create a healthier, more diabetic-friendly meal. Pastries and sweets are often seen as occasional treats, but for diabetics, they're a recipe for blood sugar chaos. These sugary indulgences are loaded with refined flour, sugar, and unhealthy fats, all of which contribute to blood sugar spikes. The high sugar content in pastries and sweets causes a rapid surge in blood glucose levels. This surge triggers your pancreas to release insulin to bring your blood sugar back down. However, frequent sugar overload can overwork your pancreas, potentially leading to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Imagine your pancreas as a hard-working employee. Eating pastries and sweets is like giving that employee a mountain of work with no breaks. Over time, the employee will become exhausted and less efficient. The refined flour in pastries and sweets also lacks fiber, which slows down sugar absorption. This lack of fiber contributes to the rapid blood sugar spikes these treats can cause. While it's best to avoid pastries and sweets altogether, if you do indulge, do so in moderation and choose options that are lower in sugar and fat. Dairy products can be a great source of calcium and protein, but for diabetics, full-fat dairy can be problematic. Full-fat milk, cheese, yogurt, and ice cream are high in saturated fat, which can increase insulin resistance and worsen blood sugar control. Saturated fat has been shown to interfere with insulin signaling, making it harder for your body to use glucose effectively. This interference can lead to elevated blood sugar levels and an increased risk of diabetes complications. Think of saturated fat as a roadblock on the insulin highway. It slows down the flow of insulin, making it harder for it to reach its destination. While full-fat dairy is best avoided, you can still enjoy dairy products in moderation by choosing low-fat or fat-free options. These alternatives provide the same nutrients without the added saturated fat. When choosing dairy products, be sure to read the labels carefully and opt for options that are low in added sugar. Processed meats such as bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and deli meats are often high in sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. These factors can negatively impact blood sugar control and increase the risk of diabetes complications. The high sodium content in processed meats can raise blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. People with diabetes are already at an increased risk for these conditions, so it's crucial to limit sodium intake. Preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites are added to processed meats to extend their shelf life. However, these preservatives have been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers. The unhealthy fats found in processed meats, such as saturated and trans fats, can worsen insulin resistance and contribute to weight gain. It's best to limit your intake of processed meats and choose lean protein sources instead, such as chicken, fish, beans, lentils, and tofu. Starting your day with a bowl of sweetened breakfast cereal might seem harmless, but for diabetics, it can set the stage for blood sugar spikes throughout the day. Many breakfast cereals are loaded with sugar, even those marketed as healthy options. This sugar overload can cause a rapid rise in blood glucose levels, leading to energy crashes and cravings later in the morning. The refined grains often found in breakfast cereals also lack fiber, which slows down sugar absorption. This lack of fiber contributes to the rapid blood sugar spikes these cereals can cause. Instead of starting your day with a sugar bomb, opt for a high-protein, high-fiber breakfast. Eggs, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, or a smoothie with protein powder and berries are all great options. When choosing breakfast cereals, be sure to read the labels carefully and choose options that are low in sugar and high in fiber. Look for cereals with at least 3 grams of fiber and less than 10 grams of sugar per serving. So there you have it, the 7 extremely harmful foods that diabetics should avoid. By making conscious choices about what you eat, you can better manage your blood sugar levels, reduce your risk of complications, and live a healthier, happier life. Remember, this video is intended for general information only and should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. If you have diabetes or any other health concerns, it's crucial to consult with your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian to create a personalized meal plan that meets your individual needs. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe to my channel for more informative videos on diabetes management and overall wellness. Take care and stay healthy.